Hello and welcome to a special episode of Trope on a Rope, the show where we delve into the undercroft of cinema's thingy me bobs. I really had like half a plan going into that. Shall I have another go or shall I just use that one?
Just use that one.
Hello and welcome to Trope on a Rope, where we are doing a special episode. For the next 4 weeks, we're going to do mini episodes called Kill Your Darlings, where we're going to look at the state of long-running TV shows and franchises. This week, we're going to be talking about the MCU, which has been a topic of hot conversation on the interwebs. Should introduce myself. My name is Jeff, and I'm joined by Mr. Colin Gerard. You right, mate?
I'm bloody fantastic.
So, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, as I said, it has been a topic of hot conversation, a hot button topic, if you will.
And also the topic of many thousands and thousands of completely pointless internet news articles that don't actually say anything about anything. That makes me want to throw my freaking phone out the window.
And thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of YouTube videos. And you know what? We need to get into that crowded market.
Yeah, I think the videos, if it were videos where I'm just in a little square in the corner and I'm just literally watching one of them and going, ooh. Like, get paid for that shit? Fucking amazing.
What are your current feelings on the MCU? Where do you think it stands at the moment?
I'll be honest. I was quite a big advocate for the Marvel movies. I'm a big nerd, so I really like comics and stuff.
You're a big fucking nerd.
Then bringing back those movies that well made and well planned was fucking awesome. Now, they seem to have just like the first one there where they did the Infinity Wars. Seemed like they had a 3-year plan, all planned out, and it was all like a big spreading spider lattice, spider web of ideas. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. And then now it just seems that they're winging it. They're just and then this happened, and then this happened. Like just trying to make money now. They're not actually. They need to plan out another 3-year plan. Take a break for a while.
You say 3-year plan. It was like 10 years.
Well, then that's good. That's because they're not very good at planning.
The Infinity Saga, as you will, which I believe is what you're referring to, is phases 1 to 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very well planned out. All referring to each other in like the after credit scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Hinting about what's going to happen. Obviously, they had a plan.
Self-referential to the things that came before it. I agree with that. Yeah, because like the first phase 1 specifically was about the Tesseract mostly.
Yeah.
Like turns up like 3 or 4 times in that. Or is mentioned or referred to, and then
before you even know it's an Infinity Gem, just this there is like they thought it was a power source or something.
Yeah, and then in the Avengers, the one that caps off that phase, they introduced the Mind Stone.
It's the Mind Stone.
Mind Stone, yeah,
it was the Mind Stone. Yeah.
Loki's pokey stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gave like a natural build in momentum to it. But yeah, since the end of phase 3, which was Endgame and Far From Home,
was that phase 3? Well, the end of phase 3 was. I thought the end of phase 3 was the Infinity Wars.
Yeah, they said the end of phase 3 was Far From Home because it's talking about like dealing with like Tony Stark is dead and shit.
Multiverse.
Yeah. Oh no, they don't talk about the multiverse in that one. That's No Way Home.
Okay, so that's okay. Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's the one where he gets stuck in like Belgium or some shit.
Oh yeah.
It was clearly the Netherlands. Why did I say Belgium? But yeah, phase 4 onwards, it does have this sense of, which started with like the WandaVision and the Disney Plus shows and then the films. It does have this like slow meandering, not really sure where we're going. We think it's about the multiverse, maybe.
Like when they first started coming out, and like now we're going to do a series. Loki. I think Loki was the first one I actually watched. I didn't watch WandaVision. And I watched that and I was like, okay, So they're introducing what's his name? He can't be named.
He Voldemort.
No,
He
oh, no.
he who
He
remains. He who
remains.
remains.
Sorry, I've been playing the Harry Potter game, so it's yeah. He who remains. And like introducing the time company, whatever they're called. Fucking hell, I can't remember anything. TVA,
The TVA.
time variance association
Authority. Authority Association.
Like I thought that was going to be like the hub of where the new stories were. They were going to bring out new stories using that, and then they came out with another series that was like She-Hulk or like just random new series that was in a completely different context. There's nothing multiversy about it at all. So okay, so they're not doing the multiverse. And then they did Hawkeye. That was just random as crap. Hawkeye needs a story, because like he doesn't really do much otherwise. It's like where are you going with this? Where's the umbrella overlying threat that nobody knows about but is hinted at constantly? There's nothing.
So Marvel have had their problems with specifically Johnathan Majors, who has got some legal troubles at the moment, and it seems that they're going to just ditch him and maybe ditch Kang completely and then pivot to Doctor Doom is the rumor.
Like Doctor Doom's a good choice, but like I quite like the idea of sticking with Kang. Why don't you just have a variant of Kang?
Yeah, because Kang can be anyone. They had Loki as like Richard E. Grant or Sylvie,
a crocodile,
crocodile, a kid. They had a Thor variant that was a frog in a jar.
Yeah, like so if it could be anything, then why are you so hung up on the fact that Johnathan Majors has been a dick? Just fire him, get a variant.
We've talked about this before, where I was like with Loki. Oh yeah, we can talk about Loki. With Loki, I was hoping that it would turn out that Owen Wilson, who didn't want to look at his real life on the timeline, that it turned out that he was a variant of Kang.
Seemed to be actively avoiding it for some reason.
I thought if it turned out that if he was a variant of Kang, I would have made me very happy. I was going to word that in a much.
It would have become much more difficult to remove my genes because they would literally be sticking to my balls. That was a convoluted way of saying I would have come in my pants. Yeah, no, but like that's the thing with the multiverse. So many possibilities, right? And like, but you said that the other day, and I was like, I hadn't even thought of that. And when you said that, I still had one episode to go, and I was watching it, and throughout the entire episode, I was just disappointed, going, "Fuck, Jeff's idea was so much better than this."
So the end of Loki. Let's talk about the end of Loki. How did you feel about how it ended?
Where he becomes like the time god.
He becomes the time god. Is that what happened? I assume.
I don't. It doesn't really explain what he's become, but he's redeemed himself from being a villain.
Yeah.
But he's he's not technically a hero, I suppose. But the end was kind of random.
Yeah.
Like he learns how to manipulate time, jump through backwards and forwards through time, and go anywhere. And like the entire episode was just that. And then he just goes, "Do you know what? Fuck it, I'll do it myself."
There's Loki season 2. I talked recently about a series called Bodies on Netflix,
which I've seen. I've seen about 4 or 5 episodes of that.
It's an 8-episode series. It spends 7 of the episodes setting up this like perfect time loop. Like the bad guy has used time, manipulated time in such a genius way that they're like, oh shit, how do we break this? Then in the last episode, the good guys just go, oh yeah, shit, we got a time machine. We can just we can just undo it really easy.
That does sound similar, but it's like a really disappointing anticlimactic end.
Yeah, and Loki spends the entire season like setting up this big problem with the loom, and then on the last episode,
Loki just goes, "Fuck it, I'll do it myself." He grabs the fucking threads of the variants and just destroys them with his magical powers. Like,
or no, he reinvigorates them with his magic powers.
Oh, does it? I thought he was He was culling him off. Oh no, maybe you're right. I yeah, because he's bringing back the multiverse. He's saying fuck the
Yeah, and then he brings them all together and then turns them into a tree, but not like
and the tree looks like the Asgard tree.
Yggdrasil. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and and then he just sits in the middle of this, just being all cool for all time, and therefore doth remain.
Does that mean that Loki won't be in any more series now because he's too busy invigorating threads of time, or does that mean that he's now uber powerful because he's the god of time or some shit? Like,
Yeah, he's like omnipresent. That would be my guess, right?
yeah, he can just turn up wherever the fuck he wants. But he's Loki. He's not supposed to be that powerful.
Yeah, but my problem though is that again, like with bodies, they spent the entire series setting up this problem with the loom, and then in the last episode, he spends the majority of the episode like Groundhog Daying the problem,
Which I quite enjoyed, actually. That's quite good.
and then when that didn't work, they resulted in space magic.
Yeah, and just fuck it, I'll do it myself. Why didn't you just do that in the first place?
How does your space magic work? It just fucking does.
Yeah. Oh, this is one of the powers you have, is it? That you can grab the.
I'll just go in there, sort it myself. Fuck you guys. How does this work? Oh, it just fucking does. Suck a dick.
I could have done this years ago. Lazy.
So the Marvels came out, and again with that one, it's an all right film. It's a bit meh, actually. It's not good, not bad. You know, when we were talking about the pre-Marvel Marvels.
Yeah.
We were talking about like they have these like 4 steps. You have like introduction. I can't remember what the steps were now. Yeah, you have the character introduction.
Introduce a threat.
Introduce the threat.
Lose a massive battle straight away.
The good guy loses.
The third phase was sit around gloomy and go, oh fuck, that was rubbish, and then plan shit. And the fourth phase is that they just win really easily the next time.
Yeah, they have a big fight, normally in a field.
Wherever everybody's politely decided to turn up at the same place at the same time. Good job.
And they have a fight and they win. Credits. Oh. And it's just they're very mechanical the way that they're going through it recently. Like in the Marvels, like they set up this threat, like the characters don't learn or grow or change or nothing happens. They're the same people at the end of it.
Maybe Spider-Man. Spider-Man might be an exception. He does kind of learn and grow a little bit.
But do you remember the plot of Captain Marvel, the first one?
I've seen it.
So in the first one, she's human, but she thinks she's Kree.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah,
because she's been captured by Marvel, who is the super intelligence supercomputer that runs that planet. Anyway, it turns out after the events of that film, she went back to that planet, destroyed the supercomputer, which kind of fucks up that entire planet. And they've been having like civil wars and like fucking their own world up ever since. So in the Marvels,
but they have freedom, Jeff. They have freedom.
They have freedom to fuck up their own planet. They kill their own son for some reason.
It's their own choice, Jeff.
But yeah, no, the planet's falling apart, so they're losing their oxygen, they're losing their water, and they're losing the sun for some reason. So they use the new Ronan the Destroyer lady.
Yeah,
comes along, and she wages war against the Marvels. And what she's doing is using, when they do like hyperspace in Marvel films, it's those hexagons in space.
Yeah.
She uses them, the jump points. She basically opens them up inside atmospheres to steal things from other planets.
That idea.
Like to steal the ocean or to steal the air. And then the other side of the jump point is their planet.
Fair play.
And the point is that they're trying to point out to Captain Marvel that you did this, motherfucker. You caused all these problems by fucking up our planet. Like, yeah, you had a thing against the supercomputer, but you've killed our entire planet, you bitch.
Yeah.
And even though she does kind of like go, oh, okay, like nothing like weighs on her soul, nothing like it should fuck you a person up to learn you've destroyed an entire planet by
Yeah,
accident.
I mean that kind of atrocity doesn't really get solved by. Yeah, sorry about that.
Like they call her the Destroyer, and all she does is go, I don't like that name. Like there should be more.
You know,
It should impact you more.
one guy in the background goes, "You're not supposed to like it. It's an insult." Because remember when you destroyed our civilization? Yeah.
But nothing like weighs like it should weigh on your soul more. Instead, they just go through the actions, and then at the end they solve the problem with space magic again.
Yeah. Which I've always found is the best solution to any problem.
At the end of that film, Captain Marvel just flies into the center of their sun and then uses her power to restart it, like in Sunshine.
Which you probably could have done ages ago.
Everyone on that planet, you could have done that. You could have done that like 9 years ago, you fucker.
Oh yeah.
How many fucking people have died in this war because you did that? And you could have just gone in there at any time and just restarted it like a car.
I didn't know I could do that. Yeah, but I mean, in the 9 years since, maybe at some point you would have learned that you might be able to do that, or you could have at least fucking tried.
But my point is, none of the events ever weigh on the characters' like souls, or like they don't change like they're supposed to. And it's not just the Marvels; it's like all of the recent films. Like nothing affects them anymore, and then they just solve everything really easily at the end.
Yeah.
Remember in the original MCU where like Tony Stark had like PTSD from the New York battle for like the rest of the series?
Yeah, instead of freaking out, going, we need an armor around the earth.
Yeah, and which caused more problems later. And then Iron Man 2, where he spends it like hanging out with a kid or something. Is that Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3? Iron Man 3.
So yeah, like for Iron Man, it did actually weigh on him. There was consequences to his actions, and he did have to learn and change. He made a different. He actually didn't learn and change at first. He made an even more arrogant mistake because that's Iron Man's biggest problem. It's his own arrogance, right?
I mean, the MCU films were never the most deepest things in the world, but at least there was some kind of sense of, like you said, cause and effects. Like this affects this, and then this goes on to this, and it snowballs on from there.
Like recently with the endings, it's more like I just done this horrible thing. This bad things have happened. That doesn't really bother me so much because I just beat this guy and he was really strong. So now I win and I've redeemed myself. No, you still fucking destroyed an entire planet and civilization.
Yeah. Now, yeah, it's just like, oh, there's this thing happening. All right, okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll kick a ball around for a bit, and then we'll fix it with
Space magic.
Space magic at the end. When we get to the 1 hour 50 mark, we'll bring out the space magic, and all of this will go away.
Or some scientists will come up with an amazing fucking machine that's just randomly invented that fucking solves all the problems. Oh, just get Banner to make a time machine because that was what the
fuck. Why the
you just invented time machines in like 10 minutes?
I've got to say that I did complain about Loki and bodies just using a time machine in the last episode. That is kind of what happened in Endgame.
That's exactly what happened in Endgame.
I should remain consistent with that argument.
but the thing is with Endgame, the Endgame was the culmination of a massive long, lots of different stories that ended with really good conclusions. I was really annoyed about the time machine part of it.
Yeah.
But like there was a lot of good conclusions that happened on the way. So I'll forgive all of phase 3 for that. That's another problem. As soon as Banner has the ability to invent time machines or all of the random technology,
it was Tony Stark who did that.
I think they did it together. I think all of the random super powered technology or magical items they get. Every time that they get that, it just gives them a way to magically solve any problem straight away.
Yeah,
which is probably a bit of a problem moving forward. A bit like in Harry Potter with the time turn. Like, why did they never use that again?
They do use the time. The time turner does come back in that shit play, Cursed Child. I do have a copy of that book, but it was given to me by someone else she was like, "Oh yeah, no, you can borrow this." And it's like, "All right, okay, I'll read it and give it back." And she was like, "Don't give it back." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's a concise review of this book then."
Is it a bit like the ring? A bit like the ring. No, no, don't give it.
Oh God, it's the ring. I never read it, but I know the story of it. What annoys me about the cursed child thing is that they changed the rules of time travel, the way time travel works in the Harry Potter universe, which annoys me.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can only accept time travel movies if they're consistent in their rule. Like Back to the Future, love it.
But in that stupid book, though, they changed the rules of time travel that mean that you can just go back and change shit willy nilly.
Yeah, again, that's bullshit as well.
Yeah, can't. Anyway, we were talking about the MCU. Thing is with the MCU is just meandering at the moment, and like things had cause and effect, and in the original phases, and one thing flowed into another, kind of, or it hinted at something. It didn't take. If it hinted at something in a post-credit scene, there wasn't too many movies down the road before they referenced the thing again.
Yeah,
and linked the two things. But there's stuff that's happened in Phase 4 that they've never looked back at.
like what?
Remember that time the Earth was an egg?
What?
Have you seen the Eternals?
Yeah.
There's the Earth is an egg in that film. It's got a Titan or whatever the fuck they're called inside it, and it half pops out of the Earth. It's like half of its face and a hand is sticking out of the ocean. No one brings it up.
It would be nice if in some like random news references on the TV in the background, there's someone going, "There's a big fucking thing." Like even if they're not actually like referencing it directly in the storyline, just like a news report in the background. We found a big monster coming out the earth. Or no?
They don't even remember other stuff that they mention again, like in No Way Home, the multiverse Spider-Man one.
Yeah.
He does the spell at the end and says, "Everyone will forget who you are, including me."
Oh, including Doctor Strange.
Including Doctor Strange. But then at the beginning of Multiverse of Madness, he's like, "Oh, we had some weird like Spider-Man shenanigans with the multiverse." So you do remember then.
No, they all forget who he is, not who Spider-Man is.
But he remembers the multiverse thing.
Yeah, but that was because Spider-Man was doing that.
Oh, so you just think he forgot the Peter Parker part?
Yeah, I think
Peter Parker part.
I think everyone's forgotten who Peter Parker is, but like you can't really forget who Spider. I mean, you can if you spell it.
All right, I'll give you that. You've convinced me of that one. What do you think the MCU should do from here? I mean, it is made by a company called Marvel, whose raison d'etre in this life is making these things. So they've kind of got to continue to prove their existence or shut down.
I mean, like logistically, ideally what I would like is if they took a break from making all of this shit and just planned out another 3 phases that are really intricately planned out and reference each other and actually have a good conclusion. But you know, is that feasible? Can they still make money doing that, or can they just have one department? They've got to be a big fucking rich company now. Have one department solely dedicated to doing that, and have half of the other one making like one-offs movies. Or
I wish they would slow down. I think it's become too diluted as well. The TV shows I think they launched the TV shows so that Disney Plus would have something on it when it launched.
Yeah, and they like deliberately made it so it wouldn't affect the storylines. Like they put Loki in the multiverse, so he can't affect the main Earth.
And even those shows, like the early ones, I haven't seen a lot of the recent shows. I've skipped over a lot of them. I saw Loki and WandaVision.
WandaVision is another one. It's like it's an enclosed cocoon, like separate from the real world. So that doesn't affect.
Yeah, it doesn't affect anything. There were a lot of these shows. I mean, the early shows, WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki, like they were all good until the end. They all kind of biffed the endings.
Yeah.
Space magic something, or whatever the fuck. And then I just lost interest in the other ones. I didn't watch from Hawkeye onwards. I didn't watch. I mean, I saw Loki season 2, but that was about it. But yeah, I wish they would slow down. I wish they would do less, because Phase 4 is longer in screen time than Phases 1 to 3.
Yeah, because they don't know where they're fucking going.
The whole of the Infinity Saga is shorter than Phase 4.
Yeah.
Phase 4 was still like, what's happening now?
But that's because, like I said, the first three phases they had a plan. They knew they were going. They just did that. Whereas phase three, it's almost like they're grasping for straws. Like, what's popular? Which storyline should we? Oh, they really enjoyed this storyline. That's going to be our new bad guy.
You say that they're planned. I mean, there has been an argument recently that the first three phases weren't planned, but I think it's because, like, Joss Whedon has said, "Oh, we put Thanos at the end of the Avengers, but we didn't really know what we were going to do with him." But I think there's the difference between planned out fully and winging it are not the only two options.
Because as long as you have a clear goal, and you bear in mind that goal, and you also bear in mind all of the separate other movies that are happening in the same timeline on the same Earth do have an effect in that universe, which is what they did. As long as you have that goal, we're going here. You make movies that go there, and then you can throw in things like finding the Tesseract. You can reference other movies that are happening at the same time.
I mean, they may not have known how they were going to use Thanos, or they might not have known the minutiae little steps. But in using the Tesseract and the rest of the Chaos Emeralds, they knew that they were doing the Infinity Saga in general. And
they knew that would mean you need the glove. You're going to have to find the Infinity Stones. So like somewhere every now and then, those things they could destroy that into a movie.
Yeah. Whereas, now they're like, where are we going with any of this?
Yeah. Like, Kang was going to be the first one, but in Loki, they not only introduced Kang as a character, but they introduced the reason why he's the bad guy. Like, what he's done, the TVA, the threads of all the different branches of time and everything. So, like, what's going to happen? Like, and how can you conclude the series and defeat Kang without destroying any possible overarching movie?
Well, they have defeated Kang now, haven't they? It was a throwaway line. It was a throwaway line in Loki that you just went, I think we've covered the whole Kang thing now.
Yeah. So but I mean, the best ending for Loki would have been, if Kang was working out, would have been that Kang was not defeated. His TVA plan was defeated, but he got away. And now he's still a threat.
So in general, I think what we're saying is they just need to chill out and slow down.
Chill out, slow down, sort the fuck out.
All right, Colin. Where can people find you if they so wish to deem it necessary?
They feel the need to take on the endeavor and the quest to find the Colin. Then colin.gerard.92 is the clue I showed you.
And you can find me, as mentioned, on TikTok at Badger's Apprentice. Couldn't get the or YouTube at the Badger's Apprentice. YouTube at the Badger's Apprentice, and TikTok, not TikTok, Twitter, or whatever the fuck that thing's called now, TBA_tweets.
For a more concise and clear description, please watch one of the other episodes.
All right, well, we're going to say goodbye to you guys, but we're actually just going to record the next episode right now. So, laters, everyone. The music's probably playing now.